Hello everyone, this is a presentation of my team about the project of C++. My team including 3 members, that's me, Quan, and Miss Huyen and Thao. We will introduce each part of the project to you. Well, it is request that we make the link to check to the file, to check the data from the file and to do the project. The project will include a part, a function, the initialize function, choose, module, means math value, part in input city name, 3-dimension arrays, and the main function, and each person in my team will individually present each part for you. Thank you.
Hello Professor, my name is Thanh. I will introduce to you the Bool array function. In this function, I will display the name of the city, the data of the city, and the name of the month. Then I will ask the user his choice if he or she like to and finally I will ask the user if he or she want to continue the program. Yes. I will introduce in detail. First of all, you can see on the screen, I will see out the city name on the screen. So similarly, I also do that with the name of the data, the name of the month, like that. I use the array function to do. And to continue, I must set all the arrays be empty by using initialize function. I will show you in detail here. And then I will ask the user his choice by using the choice function. Here you can see I ask the user for his choice, and I declare the num at string and store the choice into the num. After that, I read the element individually as C here, and the database of C++ become true. And then I will show the information with the user chosen in the effort and bring the mean, max, or average value. Thao will show you this part. And finally, we must put all of them into a loop. This means if the user wants to continue, I will show you in detail in the module function here. If the user wants to continue, they will say yes, and they can do the body loops again. If they say no, the program will finish. Thanks for listening.
We will introduce about the min max value. This is the void functions because it should check the min and max value of the data and now return. This has the 3 Boolean city, month, and data. In this function, we have the 3 loops to access the data. The first loop is will check if the city is true. We see out the data for the city name I. The second loop we will check the data G with max and month. Max month and min month is as string. Max van, min value, and sum is as double. The important point is max value and min value will equal to database GI1. This is the first value of the data. and the OS1 and OS2 add the OS string trim install and bring it. After that, we have the third loop. This loop is a compare with the data. If the main case is true, if database GIK bigger than mass value, the mass value will equal to database GIK and the mass mon will equal to mon name K. And so if the database GIK smaller than mean value, the mean value will equal to database GIK and the mean mon will be mon name K. And after that, we calculate the sum and we store the database GIK and mon name case as OS1 and OS2. And after that, we finish the loop, and we will see out all of the data of this OS1 and OS2, and we also have the mean value and mass value and average value. Thank you.
Okay, I will introduce you to the three functions, and the first function is a part string. The reason I made this function because I have to recall this function more than 2 times to make the link between this project to the file to check the data. So I make this. It includes X and the it's very simple. Only the repository plus X, and it returns this value. After that, we will directly use this value to open the file. Well, in the next function is the input string city name, and we have to use the array city name. We have to open the file. We use this this line. If string input open the path I recall above, and then if it cannot open this file, it will see out that error within the file. If it reads the file, then and in the next step it will store the value in the city arrays, city name arrays. That's the finish of the second. Okay, now in the third function, 3-dimension arrays is a very important function because in this project, storing the data into the 3D arrays is a main point. So in this, we use the array database which is known as the 3-dimension arrays, and we have to declare this function like this. We have to fill in the value in there, and we also use the array city name which is already filled. So let's begin to put the data into the 3-dimension arrays. We have to use 3 loops. In the first loop, it will access to the city. In the second, it will access to the data type, and you can see that the Y, we will open the 3 file. So each time the J will increase one value, it will open another file and continue to store the value. That is a way to open the file. And if we cannot open the file, it will print that error within the file to know for the user that the file maybe have some problem. And we also use the function path to open the file instead of write down all the link. In the and in the third loop, we will it will read the data and store in this value. You can see that it is quite short but very important to notice the order of each loop. So when when everything is done, we move to the main function. We call this function to input the name of the city into the city name. We call this function to store the data into the three-dimensional arrays. And welcome to the climate. It is the first line of the program. After that, we have three bool arrays. This array will use for the next function. It means bool arrays to bring out the data which is true by the user and compare the value. After all of this, we have the conclude. Thank you for using climate. When the user inputs that no, they don't want to continue, return 0. That's the end of the program. Thank you for your watching.